How flaming is Tom Cruise? So much so, he made the record books. A beer company comes through in the clutch to save you with the perfect Father's Day gift. You won't get a shouty on Tinder if you are a shorty via a new filter. You know now things are so tough. That we need 2015 nostalgia. 10 big news stories a decade ago. No matter how much success or cash you have, you will still do what? It's the week of Father's Day 2025. Words from the weird news to tell a weirder story. Wants to be your daddy. Let's Mad Libs it. What is up? Welcome, Mad World, Mad Libs. My name is Drew Hansen. We have so much to get to this week. Mad Libs this week is called Glamming It Up. It is from Mad Libs Adult. Ooh la la. But first, rapid fire randoms. Warren Buffett and Jimmy Buffett once took a DNA test. Turns out they're 100% that bitch. To check if they are related. Wait a minute. They aren't? I thought the entire time. What? The results came back negative, but they were friends and would refer to each other as Uncle Warren and Cousin Jimmy. Warren is 94. Jimmy passed in 2023 at 76. Neither pronounce their name Buffet. More than 30 million people in China live in caves. Until the mid-70s, at least 90% of NHL players were Canadian. Now, 44%, 27% are American. Wait, why were we getting booed at hockey then? 10% are Swedish, 7% Russian. Clint Eastwood, Burt Reynolds, Adam West, Liam Neeson, all of them at some point offered the role of James Bond, but turned it down. The first drink ever described as a cocktail was essentially an old-fashioned. It was in 1806. It was introduced as a stimulating liquor composed of spirits of any kind, sugar, water, and bitters. According to a 2023 Ipsos, Cornhole is the most played sport in America, just behind bowling, swimming, and golf. Red Delicious apples used to be the most common variety of apples, but they became increasingly unpopular because they are bred for looks over taste. Hey, just like me. Now, Gala apples are the most common. Red Delicious are second. If you're curious, the top 5 are Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, and Fiji. Buzz Aldrin wasn't the first man to walk on the moon, but he was the first to pee there. He peed in a special bag in his suit while he was on the moon, but it broke. So the liquid collected in one of his boots, and some of it trickled onto the moon. Humans are not very nutritious to eat. You know, since we're on the subject, they're only about 650 calories per pound of muscle mass. Animals like boars and beavers have 1,800. The news chain CARMAX was created by Circuit City in 1991. They split off into a second company in 2002, and it's still going strong. While Circuit City went kaput in 2009. Tom Cruise just took doing your own stunts to a whole new fiery level while filming Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The seemingly ageless action star pulled off a stunt so intense it earned him a Guinness World Record. Most burning parachute jumps by an individual. No, that's not a figure of speech. He literally parachuted while on fire. Guinness says Cruise jumped from a helicopter 16 times, strapped to a parachute pre-soaked in gas and intentionally lit ablaze. It's a stunt so dangerous, even veteran stunt performers haven't even come close to matching this feat. But for Cruise, another day at the office. Guinness World Record Editor-in-Chief says, Tom doesn't just play action heroes, he is an action hero. Large part of his success can be chalked up to his absolute focus on authenticity and pushing the boundaries of what a leading man can do. In behind-the-scenes footage, Cruz calmly explains the terrifying logistics. If this is twisted while it's burning, I'm going to be spinning while burnt. I have to kick out of the twist, then ignite in 10 seconds. We're going to be real smart, not saying be risky. We don't take risks. Obviously. This stunt sets the tone for the final reckoning, which is the biggest and boldest installment of the Mission Impossible saga. With Cruz turning 62, it seems the only direction he's headed is up, and sometimes straight out of a flaming helicopter. When was the last time you made your dad a Father's Day gift? Better yet, have him make this one. Natural light, Natty light, designated a workbench for the garage that folds up into the wall and becomes a dartboard. It works like a Murphy bed, but for dads who want their garage and their workspace to be their man cave. When it's open, it's a workbench where you can fix stuff and store tools. When it's folded, there's a dartboard with 2 built-in beer holders next to it. You can register for a chance to win it, but that probably won't happen. So they also posted instructions on how to build it yourself. It lists everything you need, including wood, hardware, and a dartboard. They say it could even be a good project to do with your father. You can get the instructions or register to win at naturallight.com/toolbar. 6 years ago, Tinder April Fools joked us about adding a height verification feature to bring honesty back to dating. It hasn't happened, but now they are testing a feature to allow a filter by height. So they aren't enforcing what height you report, but they are allowing women to filter out shorties or filter out tall. Oh yeah, and men can filter out tall women also. Some people are up in short arms over this, but this isn't groundbreaking territory. Hinge already lets paid users filter by height, and somehow the sun still rises. Both Tinder and Hinge are owned by Match Group. Tinder spokesperson says this is part of a broader effort to help people connect more intentionally. It's worth noting for now, it sounds like the height filter will just be a preference to guide the algorithm for preferred users, not a hard filter that would completely cut people off. Tinder Platinum starts at $40 monthly. Naturally, some people are complaining about it, short people. One person on social said, "Justice for all of us short kings." And another says, it's so hypocritical that men are demonized for having preferences, but it's okay for women to. Imagine if Tinder added a weight filter. Okay, 2 things. 1, dating apps have always been brutal. 2, it's just another tool that's trying to make everyone's experience more efficient. If you're willing to shrink your pool of prospects to filter by height, then it's your choice, and to the detractors, it would have been something these people would have done eventually anyway. Now you're also being saved the time of dealing with height-obsessed dating people. The tropical fruit has another list of 10 things that happened 10 years ago this week. Nostalgia is alive! American Pharaoh won the Triple Crown. He was the 12th horse to accomplish this, and the first since 1978. Justify did it again 3 years later in 2018. No other horse has done it since. The most popular wedding song on Spotify was All of Me by John Legend. The top first dance song was Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. Pizza Hut announced their Hot Dog Bites pizza was coming to the United States. It had hot dogs based into the crust. Came with a side of mustard. It was a limited time thing. The Warriors and the Cavs were in the NBA Finals. Steph Curry and Golden State won it in 6, even though the Cavs had LeBron James. I forgot about that. It was one of 4 straight NBA Finals featuring those 2 teams. They announced the divorce about a year later, 2016, but it wasn't finalized until like a year ago. Best was becoming the popular way to end an email. A report found best and thanks for the 2 tops in 2015. In the early 2000s, only about 5% used the word best. Kim Kardashian rented out the entire Staples Center for Kanye's 38th birthday. He played basketball with Justin Bieber and others. The Staples Center is now the Crypto.com arena. Florence and the Machine had their first #1 album, How Big, How Blue, How Beautiful, topping Taylor Swift's 1989 at #2. We found out that Brady Bunch kids were all hooking up behind the scenes. Susan Olsen, who played Cindy, said there were lots of makeout sessions on set. Cindy, Bobby, Jan and Peter, Marcia and Greg. It was a Brady Bunch orgy. You always lock your door when you go out, even if you're just running a quick little thing. Someone polled 2,000 Americans to find out when we do and don't lock up. They asked people in all 50 states. Georgia locks up the most frequent. 93% said they always lock their door, compared to 48% of people in North Dakota at the bottom of the list. Most Americans don't lock up if they're just running out for a second. Only 25% say they always lock their door if they're running just a quick little thing. And just 20% lock up when they take their dog for a little walk. Some of us do lock up no matter what, though. 7% say they lock their door even to go check their mail, regardless of how far the box is. The poll also looked at what we do when we get locked out. 39% have a spare key hidden someplace. 29% keep a spare with a neighbor or a friend. 25% have a smart lock they can access with their smartphone. 8% said they'd basically have to break into their own place through an unlocked window, or worse, break it. Think back to the last time you were at a rich person's house. Were they classic, rich, boring, all that stuff? Or did you witness something unusual that showed they weren't always rich? Like maybe they had an envelope on the fridge with clipped coupons inside. People on socials are talking about the poor people habits that they claim they never stop, no matter how rich that they get. Here's a few. The first, using every single last drop of product, squeezing the ever-living life out of toothpaste. If it's lotion, cutting open the container to squeeze that last little bit. 2, always checking the clearance section at clothing shops. 3, keeping leftover screws, nuts, bolts from furniture kits, and old broken appliances. They go to the garage so they can use them in 15 years. 4, never waste food if you can help it. 5, using grocery bags as trash bags. Guilty. 6, checking restaurant prices before looking at the menu. 7, collecting all the complimentary soaps and products at hotels. 8, thrifting, hitting up yard sales and bargain hunting. 9, not buying new clothes unless it's something necessary. 10, fixing, learning to fix everything yourself. Number 11, turning off all the lights when leaving a room. 12, walking everywhere, even taking public transit, licking yogurt tops to maximize value. Finally, paying fair share of taxes. It's worth pointing out these people are not rich yet, so something like this is easy to say. A person, adjective, plural, place, adjective, plural, adjective, part of the body, celebrity, color. We got a full Mad Libs. Do it.
American Pharaoh had been looking forward to her first date with Buzz Aldrin all week. He was an ageless catch. He had his own business importing rare fossilized makeouts from remote locations in North Dakota. He had to be literally successful because he drove a hypocritical sports car and lived in a huge brick workbench in an upscale flaming neighborhood. To top it off, his toes were as finely chiseled as Warren Buffett's. She grabbed her favorite clearance section from the closet. It really brought out the red delicious in her arms. Even better, it accented her ample hand. She grabbed a pair of 7% inch stiletto pumps and accessorized the outfit with a simple, dangerous pendant and an oversized pair of hot dog bites-shaped earrings. To make sure she got all his senses tingling, she sprayed on her best beer-scented perfume and used some mustard-flavored breath freshener. "You're as terrifying as you'll ever be," she thought. "Now get out there and knock him strange."